Puckshop Gang, hello. How are you? I hope you're well today. May I ask a favor, just for this moment? May I ask that you take a walk with me and we get just a little bit more introspective today? We will get back to our usual content another day. For today, I would really like to talk about something that has moved me, a piece of art that has moved me, such to the extent that I would like to share it with you all and then hear your feedback about your experience about what I am about to discuss. I've often wondered, what elements does a piece of music, cinema, a painting maybe, have to move one so significantly and so deeply that they are involuntarily moved to tears? They weep, they cry in excitement, joy, or even sadness maybe. So powerful is the art. And that piece of art for me was Kanye West's 2021 album released, Donda. The album was named after his mother, who had passed away in 2007 after a body-altering surgery had gone wrong.
Welcome to Larry King Live, a return appearance for Dr. Jan Adams, who performed plastic surgery on Donda West, the mother of music superstar Kanye West, on November 9th of 2007. She died on November 10th. She was 58. The autopsy report on her death was released earlier this month.
I believe she wanted to get a buttock augmentation, and she died on the operating table. And so Donda is a tribute, a gospel-inspired tribute to his late mother. And when I heard this album, at first, I said it was fine. The second listen, I started to like it a bit more, but I was not particularly mesmerized by anything. However, I kept listening to the album for some odd reason. And by the 10th time, I don't know what happened, but I was moved to tears. Truly. And so I wanted this video to be a breakdown of how a piece of art, even if it comes from the most unsuspecting contributor, could be so powerful that it forces one to weep involuntarily. Now, we do know that his mother's passing, Kanye West that is, led Kanye West down a very dark spiral, psychologically and mentally. I believed just a year later, after his mother's passing, Kanye West releases 808s and Heartbreak, one of Kanye West's greatest albums, if you ask me, artistically as well. And that was the beginning of a piece of music inspired by tragedy that came out to be beautiful. Unfortunately, a few years later, Kanye West was diagnosed with bipolar disorder after being hospitalized. I think it was reported he had suffered a mental breakdown late 2016, I think. Yes, late 2016. And I began to draw parallels between one Kanye West and a man who existed long before him, just as popular. His name was Friedrich Nietzsche. Some of you will know him, some of you will not. Friedrich was a German Prussian philologist, classical scholar, author, social commentator, and then later became a philosopher. He has written infamous books like Beyond Good and Evil, The Antichrist, The Gay Science, Thus Spoke Zarathustra. And in that piece, he had a philosophy of the Übermensch, the Superman. Friedrich Nietzsche's writings have become very popular in philosophical studies and in greater societies in general, particularly the developed world. He was a rebel writer in that his works often went against what was the societal norm at the time. I believe he challenged concepts like law and order. He even challenged religion. However, what ties Friedrich Nietzsche to Kanye West is that both men seemingly suffered psychological breakdowns. However, they still produced great pieces of art and literature that are undeniably stupendous. In late 1989, Friedrich Nietzsche, a writer, he was well established at this point, well known. He too suffered a psychological break. I think he was living with a friend in Italy, Turin, the city of Turin. And it is infamously noted that he once was out on the streets in which he saw what they would call a cab driver with his horse. A cab at the time was a carriage and a horse. That's how you got around in the late 19th century, guys. And this cab driver was having trouble with his horse. I believe his horse maybe was sick or did not want to continue to push along this carriage, and so he began to whip this horse. Friedrich Nietzsche, in a deep emotional and psychologically depraved state, runs to the horse and the cab driver and places his arms around the horse's neck to protect it from being whipped. He later then weeps for the horse. Similarly, Kanye West and his antics at the VMAs when he obstructs Taylor Swift from winning her award, releasing obscene music videos filled with explicit imagery exposing the female body and desecrating it on TV. This is how both men are similar. However, one thing that binds them is the genius, the undeniable craft that both men produced despite their psychological deficiencies, such to the point that it produced an emotional response from myself when I listened to this album. What made this album so good? Well, it is known that when he was producing this album, which has a lot of featured artists, he asked each artist, whether it was a vocalist or a singer or a rapper, this is a pure album. There will be no cursing on this album. It is gospel inspired. And it is a dedication to my mother. So I would appreciate it if we all gave it the respect that I am trying to portray with this piece. On that note, even though Kanye West's later works have not really been good, what has been good is his gospel-inspired works. Works like Jesus is King. Just an amazing album. Donda was no different. Because it had a gospel influence, something that would give it a spearhead to focus Kanye West and not have him sing about anything that doesn't matter. When it is gospel inspired, he gives the music the respect that it deserves, and you can hear it in his music. Now, what made this album so good that it made me weep like a bebe, like a little bebe, It was the fact that each lyric was honest, stripped down, and dare I say, holy. The music was holy. If you do not have the time to listen to the entire album, then I will give you just but a few tracks to listen to so that you can make up your mind. There's a song called Moon featuring Don Toliver and Kid Cudi. That's the first song that truly moves your spirit. Another song is called Up from the Ashes, in which Kanye West, there's a lyric in there in which he says, I come to you, Lord, empty, free of my pride. Just beautiful songwriting. Beautiful songwriting. Another song, Come to Life. I call that song the Stairwell to Heaven. The piano progressive keys are like a stairway that takes you to heaven and crescendos into heaven's gates. A song called Hurricane featuring The Weeknd. Beautiful. Believe What I Say featuring the legendary Lauryn Hill. Beautiful. There's a song called 24 dedicated to the late great Kobe Bryant, who wore the number 24, and it was released, or it was recorded upon Kobe Bryant's passing, when he and his daughter and a few other folks perished from a helicopter accident. He dedicated that song to him. A beautiful song. In fact, the entire album is beautiful. It is not a perfect album. You still get a bit of Kanye West's corny, disappointing, lyrics. I think there's a lyric there that says, Adam could never be black because, a black man would never share his rib. Just corny. So this is not a perfect album, but take it with a grain of salt and you will appreciate the artistry. And even you may be driven to tears. There's only one other song that drove me to tears once. And I think it was a song by an artist. When was this song released? An artist named Dinah Washington. And it's been used in a lot of great film scores as well. Yes, Dinah Washington. The song is called This Bitter Earth. Don't listen to that song. You will definitely cry. Don't listen to that song. Do not listen to that song. It is heartbreakingly good. Dinah Washington, This Bitter Earth. Okay. So just to wrap this up in a lovely bow, I just wanted to share with you a piece of art that is so significant that it would make me drop a video, A, and also move me to tears, B. Please let me know in the comments what music, what movie, what painting have you ever seen? What memory have you ever derived that was so beautiful or so tragic that it drove you to tears? Let me know. And did you cry like a baby? I love you all. Top Shot Rap. Till the next one.
I used to always try to get you to do Kanye, and you never did it. What's that? I walked through the halls of the school, and it's cool to be known by many for my rapping ability. But what about the brothers who ain't got it like me, making money off the trade?